On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
He never really had a desire to get married. He said, I like women. Like, I want to be with multiple women.
Yeah, I mean, but that could have came within the relationship. I'm not saying it is. I'm just playing the sides because, Amber does have a history where she just keeps jumping from man to man, and he had a child with her. So is it a possibility that maybe he wanted to build something with her and he saw something that everybody else saw?
I don't. I mean, sure, lust is what he saw. It wasn't like I'm trying to like build a future and legacy and a dynasty. They're not trying to be like Beyonce and Jay-Z out here in these streets. So no, he knew he wasn't ready to be married, and she knew she wasn't ready to be married again. I think again, because she had so many failures, she was like, I want this one to work. So she probably convinced herself that, this is it for me, and it turned out not to be.
I don't even think we care about that no more. They just trophies now. Real talk, JR. Like what? Think about it. Think about it. Honestly. And this is why it's so difficult.
Cooperation, though, Anton. You want that cooperation. You don't want the cooperation?
Cooperation is expected. It's not something that I want. And so here's the difference, though. Is that it's so difficult for most women to answer, what do you bring to the table, right? Which I personally feel like it's a loaded question, so I would never ask that. But when it's just asked in general, it's so difficult for a woman to answer that question. And the reason that it is because we don't need women really like that anymore, outside of serving a purpose and being a trophy. Like, we don't need them. We realized that we had more value regardless of whether we was with them or not. So now they're just they're trophies. That's it. Unless I got loyalty to you for some reason that was out, like you was with me from the very beginning and shooting in the gym. Listen, what do a guy that's making more than $250,000 a year need a woman for? Honestly, what do he need? Not want. What do he need a woman for?
Anton, do you think that a woman who makes that same amount needs a man? I'm just trying to see where your head is.
Answer the question first. What does a guy that make more than $250,000 a year need a woman for?
If he's heterosexual, probably for romantic purposes.
Most guys that make that type of money they rather spend the money because.
But you said
they're confident time.
You said
no. Okay, let me rephrase it. What do he need a relationship with a woman for? Like me and you every day.
Like a wife or something like that.
Yeah, I gotta nurture this thing. What does a man really need a woman for?
I think that if anybody makes a ton of money and they don't want kids and a family or whatever, they don't need the other person. I don't think that's exclusive to men.
You didn't. You dodging the question, Kate.
No, I'm not.
Like, if we want to move it up, you know what? This reminds me of, like, if you having a conversation with a woman, or let's just say you're in a relationship, and you be like, "Yo, why did you do that?" And they be like, "Well, why did you do?" No, listen, we talking about you right now. We not gonna move the goalposts and talk about me. We can come to me. If you was concerned about me, you would have said that before I brought it to you. I'm asking you, what does a man need a woman for in 2021? We woke up.
You woke up. Oh, you mean like y'all realized your self-worth? And
if you don't know, just say you don't know. Okay, it's all right.
No, I don't think. Like I said, I just answered this. I said that I don't think anyone. Okay. I don't think that anyone, if they don't want a family, needs anybody of the opposite sex or whatever.
No, you need us. Then it's largely stated, so when this pandemic hit. Listen, women are largely more reliant on men than men are reliant on women. That's a fact.
I understand, but can you?
When it get tight, we get out and hustle. We grind. Like, it's a different. Our bodies is built different. We built to withstand more.
Hold on, real quick. Rilla and Courtney, you guys want to chime in? I don't know if you guys wanted to say something.
Anton, I'm coming back to you. I have a question.
Courtney, you want to go first?
I forgot the question.
My bad. I was in my bad.
It was about women who are panicking. Like, they hit 30, so are they panicking to get into marriage now? So for me, I'm gonna say a little bit more. I'm gonna answer it like this. I agree. Gerald, can I call you GP?
GP.
Yeah. You on mute,
brother. You can call me GP all day.
Okay, I appreciate it. So I agree with what GP saying in the sense of women are waiting later. I don't think they're hitting 30 and realizing like, oh, I'm hitting the wall, or I'm approaching the wall, or I'm losing the vitality of my womb, which is the most precious thing that you can actually give a man, right? I do see at 35 the light bulb starts to go off, and where I see the panic set in, and it's still happening this way. Look at, to your point, Anton, women are displaying their lives all over social media. Look at all the auntie trips that are still happening. Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, what's the new one? Tulum, Aruba. These are the women that are 40 and over. They may have been married already, or they've never been married, but they still finding more solace in their girl. Listen, let me tell you something. I'll say this, without saying too much, my all class reunion is next week. All these reunions been popping off all over Chicago for the last month. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I always have a good time, but it's going to be interesting. And I'm saying that honestly, because what you see is either divorcees, and for those divorcees that are attempting to get back in the market, a lot of them, what they're discovering is that's hard. So the women that are over 30, JR, to answer the question, I don't think they panicking at 30. I do think when 35 set in, that's when it starts to, like, that light bulb goes off. By the time 40 hit, them degrees don't mean nothing, fam.
Hey, I want to pose another question real quick. So with the whole Amber situation, right, is it a possibility, right? Let's just say that he was really trying to build something with her. Can a man have a change of heart during the relationship? Or does he know from the beginning that he wasn't ready?
I think he knows from the beginning that. Sorry, go ahead, Courtney.
No, go ahead. I was just trying to clarify. Go ahead.
Oh, I think he knows from the beginning that he wasn't ready. When you're in a relationship, yes, there's ups and downs, and you end up not liking the person, but then you fall back in like with the person. Like, I do think that is the possibility. That's a thing. But if it's so early on, like, I don't know how long they've been married or the length of their relationship, but in the case of Amber Rose and AE, he never really had a desire to get married. He said, I like women. Like, I want to be with multiple women.
Yeah, I mean, but that could have came within the relationship. I'm not saying it is. I'm just playing the sides because, Amber does have a history where she just keeps jumping from man to man, and he had a child with her. So is it a possibility that maybe he wanted to build something with her and he saw something that everybody else saw?
I don't. I mean, sure, lust is what he saw. It wasn't like I'm trying to like build a future and legacy and a dynasty. They're not trying to be like Beyonce and Jay-Z out here in these streets. So no, he knew he wasn't ready to be married, and she knew she wasn't ready to be married again. I think, again, because she had so many failures, she was like, I want this one to work. So she probably convinced herself that, this is it for me. And it turned out not to be